Right then, I'm having problems with the Volvo cutting out, but I think I'm going to start with cleaning up the coil connections, and then I think there's a mobiliser module down there. I do have a spare one of them. I will clean up all the connectors and things, and we might look at taking the distributor cap off and just having a look. So it's cutting off, the rev counter's dying as well, but everything else in the ignition's working, so it's a little bit confusing, but hopefully it's something simple. Right, so I'm just going to take the connectors off one side at a time. See, it is a bit crusty, but not too bad. So this side's all looking very corroded, but I still have my doubts that that's the problem, but we shall see. Well, that's all cleaned up and back together. Just looking at the little ignition module thingy, and there was a bit of corrosion in there. Just been cleaning it up with a wire brush. We'll pop off the module as well and give that a good clean. I do have a spare one of these as well. I don't know if I will fit the spare one or not. Right, so that's that one out. I've just given that all those pins a good scrub up with a wire brush and some contact cleaner, and we'll get that back on and see if it makes any difference. Right, well that didn't solve anything, so we're just going to whip off the distributor cap now. So I've just taken a picture so I know where all the leads go. Handy, they're already marked up. Right, I've just got the cap off now. There's a genuine Bosch one in there. There's a rotor arm, so it does need a good clean up, but there's something shouting out why it would be cutting out. But anyway, I'll just get these cleaned up and we can get it back in the car. Right, so I've got cap there ready to go back on. Just looking at the distributor. Plug there looks very oily. I'd say it's worth me just whipping off the distributor quickly. I don't know if I need to mark it or anything for timing. Well, I've got the distributor out. I did mark it there with a scratching on there, but I have spun this, but hopefully I won't lose the timing. Hopefully that only goes back in one way. So yeah, so it says I have to strip it down now and check the wiring. Certainly looks like it's all there though. Right, so on to looking at the plug wiring now. Unfortunately, it all looks, well, all feels good, but I suppose after 200,000 miles it could be a bit damaged. Right, I'm just getting the multimeter out now to check the plug. I think the red wire is supposed to be about 11 volts and the blue one's supposed to be about 5 volts. So we can see there I've got 11.5 volts on the red one. We'll just do the same now for the blue wire. And the blue wire's got 5 volts on it. So we'll just check we've got a ground now. Looks like we might have a ground issue. Right, it seems to be getting a ground now, so I'm probably just going to put the distributor back in and see what happens. I'm not too sure how to test the Hall sensor. All back together. I've definitely cocked some of it up because it won't even fire now. So there we go. Right guys, got it all back together, but it wouldn't run. Just doing the tests again with it. Seems to be if I have the ignition on, I don't get the ground. Does that sound right? Do I need to try and turn it over to see if I get a ground on and off then? I don't really know how these work. Right, I've just changed this module. Don't know why I didn't do it this morning. It's running, but it's running like a bag of crap. But yeah, that got it running anyway, so I'll have to order up a new one of them. Obviously I don't know how good that module is. Right, I've managed to get it running better, but got a new ignition module to go on it, because it's just like the spare one that's in there. I've also got a cambelt kit to go on it, new plug, new leads, new plugs, new rotor arm, new cambelt as well. So I'm just going to video on and off clips of me replacing those bits. Right, so this is the parts we got. We've got a genuine Volvo cambelt. We've got some new NGK plugs to go in it, new rotor arm. Got a new one of them in there, and also some thermal paste to do it. Also got new HT leads, Bosch ones, and we got a brand new Bosch distributor cap as well. So we'll make a start now. Probably get the fan off first, which is just 4 10mm nuts to take off. And then we'll have to take the belts off. Right, so with the fan out, the next job is to remove the belts. So it's supposed to be like an adjuster here, but with mine, it's just a 13mm nut there to undo. And on the power steering pump, so you've still got the adjuster there. But there is still a 13mm on the back there you stack in, and you can just unwind that 10mm headed bolt then, and then the belts will just pop off then. Right, so got the belts off, bit of a tight squeeze, but with that off, next job is now to remove the cover. So it's just so we've got these 3 or 4 10mm bolts, plus there's a screw on the back there. Right, that's the timing cover off. So the belt doesn't actually look too bad, so I could be wasting my time doing this, but so I've had the car coming up to 2 years now, so I don't know when it was last done. But anyway, we'll wind it over to get it like sort of top dead centre so the timing marks line up. Right then, so that's the engine timed up now. You can see the timing marks there line up with the one on the case, and that one there does. Obviously you just need to check the one on that one, but we need to take off the bottom pulley now, so I'm going to lock it in gear, and I've got my 3/4 socket set. Hopefully that will undo the crank bolt. That was nice and easy, just with the big bar on it. It just broke loose. I should be able to wind it out by hand now. We can get the pulley off then, and the lower cover. Right, so obviously that's the pulley off now. We can see the markings here on the pump are in line. So obviously now we've got to take the tension off of this one, which involves levering it back. Then you need to put a pin in there to take the tension off the spring, and then we'll be able to pop the belt off then. Right, so I've got the tension off it now. So basically just loosen this nut, lever on here, and then pop a drill bit into there, so we can take this belt off now. Does feel like a waste of time because this belt looks absolutely fine, but there we go. So we can get the new one on now. Does look very good, unfortunately, this belt, but oh well. I've had the car nearly 2 years now. It's another thing, I haven't bought a new tensioner, but I need to clean this one up a bit. Rolling it, there's absolutely no noise on that at all, so we're going to be alright to reuse this one, I believe. But so I just want to clean up that mark there. Don't know what that is, but all feels absolutely fine. Sorry, it's just me hitting there. Why replace stuff if it's fine? Right, that's the new belt on there. I'm not sure I've got the timing quite right because I did move the fuel timing a bit, but I'm going to put the lower cover on, get the bottom pulley back on loosely, and then we'll turn it over and see how the timing marks line up. Well, I've spun the engine over twice. Those marks are lined up, and those marks there are lined up. So fingers crossed. That's right, it's good to go. So I'll probably just put the plugs back in and just fire it up a minute just to make sure it still runs. And obviously once it's up to temperature, you need to re-torque the tensioner on it. And then also after 600 miles, you need to re-torque the tensioner on it. That's just loosen it off and tighten it back up again, because obviously it's a new belt, they stretch. Just got to chuck the new plugs in. This is what Brookhouse Volvo recommends. Also just check with the feeler gauge the gap. I do need to look up the gap spec. Right, so the gap is 0.8mm, so I'm just going to gap them as I fit them. Obviously there's no point filming that. But she's sounding alright now. Right then, so we've got the cover back on. Now it's time to get the belts back on now, and then I'm going to start changing the distributor cap and leads and things, and obviously the new ignition module. Now I think we're pretty much there in service then, but obviously I will have to run the engine up to temperature and to pop this boot off and re-torque the nut in there. I'll just say the pulley bolt is supposed to be, I think, 60 Newton meters or 44 foot-pounds plus 60 degrees turn, which is one notch of the hex ring, but I was tightening it as much as I could, so hopefully it'll be tight, but I'm sure it's so tight it won't come undone. Right, so I've got the belts back on. I'm just tightening up this one now. We'll do it with the electric ratchet. Wind it in. Obviously I just need to check the tension of it. Get a little bit more yet. Just more make sure you can still turn it 90 degrees. Just go a little bit more than that. Yeah, that's nice and tight. It shouldn't slip, so I can tighten up the 13mm on the back side now. Right, so it's just the fan to pop on now. I should try and get these studs out really and tighten them in down there on the pulley, but I'll see how I feel in a sec. Right, that's all back together then. Obviously it took a little bit of messing about with these studs, but I need to remember next time I need new studs for the water pump and nuts. But yeah, that's the cam belt done on the Volvo, so it should be good for years to come now. Obviously it's a non-interference engine anyway, but it's just nice for peace of mind. So I'm going to get cracking now on with the distributor cap, leads, the new ignition module. We've got over here, so that's the old ignition module. Need to reuse the back plate of it, but we've got some of this thermal paste to go on it, so we'll probably start with putting that on. Right then, time to change the ignition module. So we'll need to get the airbox out of the way first. So I think just this pipe here pops off. I should just be able to pull that up and out. A little bit tricky single-handed. There we go. And I just need to undo those two screws there, Phillips ones. Electrical clip here, but to do it, you just press that in and pull down, just like that. You managed to do it single-handed. Right, so that's off. Let's say this is an unbranded one, but this is just one I carry as a spare. So this will probably go back in the box, a new one come in and go in the back of the car. Hopefully get home one day. So obviously now just need to remove the two screws on there. And we've got a razor blade, some contact cleaners to clean it up. Then we've got some thermal grease just to wipe a smear on. Just use that because it just helps the heat with it. That's the old one removed, I just need to give this a quick clean up and then we can look at bolting on the new one then. Well, that cleaned up really nicely, so we're just going to put the thermal paste on now. Just going to put like a square across, and I'll probably just sort it out with my fingers, so I have just washed my hands. Well, they say less is more, but there we go, spread that on there, just so I know it's got a good coverage, so we'll get the new sensor on now. Right, so that's back on. I did just clean up the area as well, so we can get the air box back on now, and we'll give it a test start. Right, then onto the cap, leads and rotor arm. There's the old one to come off, so it's just three bolts on the back. Obviously got the new HT leads as well. So the cap was last replaced in 2003, so it's probably well due a replacement. I did clean it up, as you saw earlier on in the video, but it was very pitted. Right, so I got the leads off, so just with a combination of 8mm spanner and ratchet spanner, they're coming out nice and easy. And then there's just one to go around on the other side to undo as well, but it looks like it's going to be tight axis, but they're actually quite easy to get to. Just comparing the old and new ones there, obviously the new ones on the right, they do look a little bit different, but I'm sure they are the same. We'll say in the paperwork I got, it says this was replaced in 2003 last, so really done well, so they will be look a bit different. You see there where it's worn on the centre pin of the cap. Right, got the rotor arm on in place, obviously nice and easy. Slip the old one off, slip the new one on. This is the new cap. Here's a Bosch one. Looks pretty much the same as the old one. And we'll just get it fitted and then tighten up the new bolts on it. Right, just tightened all them up, just snugging up the last one. And going the right way. Yeah. So you don't want to do them over tight, you just don't want to break them. There we go. I'll do the leads now. I think the firing orders, is it 3, 4, 2, 1 or 1, 2, something like that. We'll double check that. Right, so the firing orders 4, 3, 1, 2. So obviously number 1 cylinder there goes back. So just doing the king lead first. Actually see nice quality plug wires better than the last ones. They certainly fit on there well. Right, so putting the longest one on cylinder 1. Oh, really nice tight fit, those leads. So it's like they've got different ends on than the other ones. Oh, maybe, oh no, that is the new ones. This is the old ones, they had a much smaller ends on as comparison. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to work through that, get the other ones on, and we'll see if it still runs. I've just done the cable tie trick here to keep everything nice and neat. I just need to snip off the ends of the cable ties now. Well, it's absolutely flying along now, but unfortunately it's now idling at 4,000 RPM. So I'm probably going to have to strip apart the cage yet bits and try and clean bits up and that, because I was hoping to set the timing on it, but I can't really do that if it's idling at 4,000. Well, she's running really nicely now. Just turn the idle speed down a bit on the black screw. I don't know if I should set the stallless screw thing again. Right, so I'm just setting up the idle of the car. So you've got the little stop screw in there, and that you wind in, I think it's about 400 revs, and then you adjust it with the vacuum screw then to just under 1,000 revs. But I'm doing that first so I can set the time in, but obviously I've got the car warm now. Right, so idle set, I've checked the time in, it's just between the 15 and the 10, pretty much where that Tipex mark is. This is quite hard to film doing that. But say now we've run it up to temperature, I need to pop off this grommet now and undo the slack in the 17mm nut on the spring tensioner and tighten it back up again. Then we need to do that again in 600 miles, but yeah, that's it then. Volvo's back in action, idling absolutely lovely now compared to what it was. Thanks for watching.